morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, everybody, to our daily morning ritual. Thank you so much for joining every morning, taking care of yourself, bringing your immunity to the next level. Thank you so much for powering your highest intention in these challenging times, these challenging moments. Just keep coming back to the present, realizing that we've been given a gift of another beautiful day, and we're enjoying this day to the maximum possible. We are here in our daily morning ritual to center ourselves, activate ourselves, energize ourselves, create our most powerful intentions. So our immunity is at full potential and we're relieving anxiety and depression, anything and everything that has been draining in our thoughts, in our minds. We are letting go each morning with this daily morning ritual. Thank you so much. By taking care of yourself and by taking care of your mind and your body, you are not only helping yourself, you're helping your family, your friends, and everyone everywhere. So thank you so much. It's truly an honor, and I'm so grateful for being here with you every morning. I am overjoyed to spend time with you and make our mornings and days the best. So thank you so much. So let us begin by reflecting on the current moment, at this time, at this moment. We are being given a challenge with the coronavirus to be present. It is asking us to slow down. It is asking us to move inward into solitude. Less contact with others is a blessing in that we can move inward into our own space, take care of ourselves, help build our strength and immunity within our bodies and our minds, immune to not only the virus that is challenging us, also immune to the draining thoughts that have been holding us down for so long. And the gifts of the corona, if we go into the metaphor of its shape even, the metaphor of the shape of the corona and the name that it's been given is truly a fire of cleansing, where as we move into this fire of cleansing, we come out cleansed. Fire of cleansing, we come out cleansed. It is a catharsis for us. So catharsis is a way of moving through a draining energy. So beautiful for this metaphor to also remind us to slow down by not coming in contact with others. We are also learning to be with those that we are with more closely. If we're in a space with one or a few people, learn to live with them in more harmony and peace and joy. And if we are in solitude, let's learn to be in solitude with joy and love and peace with ourselves. These may be challenging, and this opportunity that we have is to truly feel into this moment and feel it with our hearts and know that who we really are is a timeless being. The one that we truly are is the awareness between the thoughts. No more stories about the past, no more stories about the future, but in each moment we have the opportunity to be pure awareness coming from our heart, our entire body, our mind. This awareness allows us to choose our thoughts instead of being in the passenger seat, which is what typical society has led us to, where the mind and the habits are in the driver's seat and our highest intention, our highest awareness is in the passenger seat. We're switching roles now. This Corona challenge is giving us the opportunity to switch roles and bring our highest awareness into the driver's seat. Slow down, move inward, heal any sadness and grief that might be here, which will heal our lungs. Our lungs are the place that is challenged first and foremost by the corona. So let's make sure our lungs are very strong and vibrant, and that we're taking deep breaths from the full inhale to the full exhale. When we don't fully inhale, we're not bringing in as much oxygen as we can to the deepest parts of our lungs, and so those areas become stagnant and they don't have a lot of energy. So we're going to bring energy fully into our lungs. And then we're also going to go to the other end and fully exhale, because when we don't exhale completely, we leave stale air in these deepest parts of our lungs. We haven't pushed it all out. So we're going to push it all out by exhaling completely and then making space for new air with every breath. So let's do this breath work with that in mind. Let's do this breath work where we move from a complete inhale to a complete exhale, and we feel that completely. And so that when we go to the full exhale, we're squishing out all the extra air that's been in our lungs that we haven't exhaled. And it's surprising how much air has been stale in there for so long. So let's do that conscientiously, and then we'll work on also doing a full inhale. And in that full inhale, we're going to use our abdomen, our middle chest, and our upper chest. Because we're often not using our abdomen, we're only breathing from our chest. And chest breathing is not so beautiful. It's not so, thank you, Genevieve. Yes, when we're moving into our fullest, deepest breath, let's fill up and complete our capacity for the deepest breath. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. If you'd like to chat, please do send a message of welcome and greeting to everyone. So beautiful to have you here. And be sure to share this. This activating and energizing and cleansing daily ritual only works when we do it. And so that's why we do it every morning. And we make it live so that it's different than usual, and we get different messages, and we can also connect and we can share and build this community around building our immunity and building our highest intention. So beautiful. Well, that's my brief introduction for this morning, which I wanted to share with you. I also love to share every day a brief reading from the I Ching. The I Ching is an ancient teaching system that is also a lot of fun, because we get different messages every day. And because every day is different challenges every day, we get a different message. And these messages you might think are coming from me or wherever, but it's actually coming from the universe, because if there is no such thing as an accident, then what we get as our message, even though most people would consider it random, it's actually not random, because there is no random. So let's set our intention to know what our message is of the day as we tap. And I'm feeling your energy, and as we tap, the message that we get for the day is perfect for everyone. And this message is Jing, hexagram number 48, water over wind. And it's called The Well. And it says, return to the well of goodness. No community can survive without a dependable source of pure water. In a similar way, human beings cannot survive without a reliable source of spiritual nourishment. In fact, we need two wells an external source of guidance, such as the I Ching, an internal source of guidance, which must be our own good character. This hexagram comes to encourage you to concentrate on developing, purifying, and utilizing your two wells. Notice the name of this hexagram, Qing, the well. The I Ching has survived in countless civilizations for thousands of years for a simple reason. It is an inexhaustible source of spiritual nourishment. It provides us with the fundamental building blocks of a successful life. If you approach it sincerely, without mistrust or frivolity, it will guide you through every difficult hour with impeachable wisdom. If you muddy the well, however, by doubting the I Ching, or by placing your ego desires above the counsel it gives you, you impede your own process. The purest of external wells, the I Ching, is also an invaluable aid in developing and cleansing the internal well of your own good character. It will, if you are sincere, reveal to you the fundamental issues of your life, and it will instill in you the values necessary to successfully negotiate those issues. The hexagram Qing comes to encourage you not to muddy the well of your good character in any way now. In relating to others, look beyond any external faults or muddiness and acknowledge the clear well that exists somewhere inside them. No person is without this, and by speaking to it, you strengthen it. If you follow these counsels, you will meet with true and lasting success in life. And then we receive the special message, inner wealth consists of modesty, balance, understanding, and compassion for others. When you have achieved this, your outer fortune will be unlimited. And then we receive the poetic guidance of the Wei Wu Wei Ching. Deluded people fill the world. If you're determined to join the Buddhas instead, then don't linger with what is trivial and shallow. Annihilate ignorance. Rescue the suffering. Take up the responsibility for eliminating all that obstructs the way. I just felt tremendous energy moving up my spine with that. So powerful. I really appreciate the wisdom of the I Ching every morning, which is why I love to share it with everybody. I truly feel that each message is so valuable for us, each day being unique. Beautiful. Well, let's now take some moments and let us now move into setting our intention for the day. Now, our intention setting, we start by coming into our meditative space. If you have the same place that you can do this every day, that helps. It builds the energy in that area. It's like there's a meditative energy by moving into the same space, the same physical space for meditation. For me, I enjoy this space with the beautiful sun in the background, the beautiful birds and animals chirping, the sound of people working, doing their beautiful daily practices. And so choose your space, come into it every day, and then settle in and come into a calm, meditative frame of mind. Put your hands in your lap, sit upright, feel comfortable in that upright position, preferably with your head over your shoulders, over your hips, just in a straight line. If you want to sit cross-legged, that's beautiful. If that's uncomfortable, just sit upright in a chair. Whatever is most comfortable to sit for a period of time. And allow your mind to calm as you come into a serene breath. Now feel into your intention for your next 90 days, your next 1 year, your next 5 years. And see that intention happening in this moment. Feel with compassion in your heart the love and gratitude that you have for this beautiful day. This beautiful day is another day that we've been given to experience love and joy and bliss for ourselves and for others. And beautiful consent with whichever way people want to experience that love and joy and bliss with us. It can be simply with a smile. It can be with a beautiful hug. And again, in these times of distancing, perhaps it's just with the people in your space. Maybe you want to give a hug to yourself and feel your own touch, which is a beautiful thing. You know, we all deserve beautiful touch. It's so healing. We all deserve the power of that affection, and we can give ourselves that affection, and our cells of our body appreciate that. And it can be in the most gentle and poetic way that you want to express that. It can be through a beautiful dance. It can be through a beautiful, simple touching of oneself. I know they say don't touch the face, but if your hands are washed, go ahead and touch your face. And so through touch, we heal ourselves. And this is the beauty of massage. This is the beauty of sensuality. This is the beautiful hugging and sharing of beautiful intimacy. Whatever people consent to and wherever they're at in each moment is completely up to them and completely up to you and completely up to each one of us. So feel into your mind, feel into your heart, feel into your gut, feel into your sex. Feel what is a yes amongst all of those as to what kind of touch that you want or would ask for today. So come into deepest compassion for yourself. Feel your intention happening in this moment. Know that who you really are is the one who is choosing the thoughts. And feel your intention happening. Feel it, see it in beautiful detail in each moment. And then surrender to the universe, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Surrender to knowing that each day is a gift. We can take our action, yet the reaction from the universe we don't control, and that we allow. And we have no expectations one way or the other. And it's all magic when we go into this state of pure knowing, pure compassion and loving in our heart, and choosing our thoughts and our minds. So this is our intention, and this is how we practice our intention setting each morning. So as we do this, we go into a meditation. And this meditation is about 4 minutes, and again, we do the whole thing together. Enjoy the moment together. Why not? It's a beautiful day, and every day. So in this meditation, just again move into your upright position, relax. Take a deep breath. Play a little chanting here for us to enjoy. And rest into this space. You can close your eyes. Feel free to refresh yourself with the intention setting on the screen if you desire. As you move into deepest compassion for yourself, deepest appreciation for everything that is. And feel your intention, see your intention, experience your intention happening in this moment. And move through that in your mind in silence for the next 4 minutes in deepest love and gratitude. Thank you for each day. So beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is beautiful meditation. So beautiful to come into the moment. Sometimes the thoughts take over, stories about what's happening in the past, stories about what's going to happen in the future. And it's so beautiful to come back into this moment, repeat the intention and feel the intention happening. It's so easy for the mind to start making up stories about what could be or what has been. And to come and feel from this moment is such a beautiful gift. To come and speak spontaneously and feel spontaneously from the heart. That is who we really are. This is the lesson of the sages. This is the lesson of Jesus. This is the lesson of Buddha. This is the lesson of Krishna. This is the lesson of all the great masters, all the great sages, is to know that who we are, truly, the doing, not doing, is in this moment. So beautiful. So let's move on to now one of our deepest practices, which is called pranayama, which is a form of pranayama, which means breathing practice in the yoga science. There are 8 limbs of yoga. One of them is the asanas, which are typically taught in the yoga studios. There are 7 other limbs of yoga. One of them is called pranayama, which is breathing. And another one is simply the actual practice of meditation. So pranayama is powerful because breath is our bridge between the kind of conscious and controllable parts of our brain and body. Like, I'm going to move my hand and shake it right here. And what we have perceived to be the uncontrollable parts of our brain and body. And it is the bridge between the two. And in fact, the breath is both automatic and intentional. So by doing specific intentional breathing techniques, we actually create this bridge and can influence this supposedly uncontrollable, or typically uncontrollable, part of the immune system. Not only the immune system, but the body. And each one of these breathing techniques is especially powerful for different reasons, and they're very different. This one happens to be one that releases the tension that we've been experiencing due to the agitation of society, and especially now during the agitation of the corona. Everybody's very intense on making sure that not only everybody is staying healthy, us individually are staying healthy, but by secluding ourselves, we're also helping others. So it's a beautiful, beautiful gift of this corona that we're not only taking care of ourselves, we're also taking care of others. This particular breath takes the amygdala and kind of gets it into an intense state, and then by releasing, it actually releases this intensity that the amygdala has been holding on to due to the agitation of society, the agitation of driving to work and getting things done and doing this and doing that and paying the bills and making money and so forth. So we're going to take it to a point where it's intense, uncomfortable, and then we're relaxing. And in doing that, while setting our intentions, when it releases, we're creating the neurons to our deepest part of the brain, this amygdala, and we're activating this deepest part of our brain, and we're beginning to use our entire brain. Scientific research is showing that people who do this practice are starting to use their entire brain, not just the 10 to 15% that scientists say we typically use. The reason why we haven't been using our entire brain is this amygdala has been in this frozen state maybe since we've been a child. So, and perhaps that's why children during this coronavirus are not as intensely affected, because their amygdala is still in this state of being non-agitated. So this is our practice. Our practice is to release the amygdala, get it to a state that it is relaxed. We're no longer in fight, flight, or freeze, and we can truly choose to live in the moment, and we can choose to live with a deeper breath and with our most powerful intentions. Beautiful, yes? This has been recently studied in scientific practice by a Dutch man, one of my brothers in Holland, and Wim Hof. And Wim Hof has a beautiful app. I encourage everybody to read up, study, and join Wim Hof's classes. He has so many powerful lessons to share, and one of them is this deep one. Another one is the cold treatment, also hugely important for boosting the immune system It's again taking this state to taking our brains to this uncomfortable state and relaxing it and allowing it to connect to the rest of our brain, being this bridge between our chosen, our conscious choice and this deeper part of our system, which typically has been uncontrollable, but we can actually control it. And you can start experiencing this yourself. So this breathing practice is 4 cycles of 40 breaths. Each cycle of 40 breaths is deep breathing, inhaling and exhaling, going all the way to 0 with every breath, going to full inhale and full exhale with every breath. And then at the 40th breath, we exhale completely down to 0 and hold it at the bottom for as long as we can until it gets not only uncomfortable, gets quite uncomfortable, and if you can keep going, go quite uncomfortable. And again, this is what's important, to kind of get the amygdala to this state so that when we take a deep inhale, right after holding through that deep discomfort, it relaxes. So do your best to hold your breath at the bottom for as long as you can. Keep going a little bit further every day, and soon you will be noticing that you're holding your breath at the bottom for quite a long time. And just be gentle with yourself, at the same time that I say go into quite discomfort, also know that you're doing your best. And so just be okay with that. Okay? So let's start with our first cycle of 40 breaths, and we start first with a deep inhale. And a full exhale. And really push out all the air. More air than you've pushed out ever before. And we do deep inhales and deep exhales. And we do 40 of these. Oh, that feels so good, right? I know, so good, right? I'll talk a little bit while breathing. You just keep going, keep going ahead and breathing, okay? We're bringing in oxygen. We're also bringing in what's called qi or prana. Those are the Chinese and Indian names, respectively. Qigong is ancient Chinese energy medicine. Pranayama is this breathing technique, the Indian breathing techniques, which are many. This is one. It was also called orgone by Wilhelm Reich, a German scientist who began to study this and measure it. So there are some measurements of it, not a lot though. It hasn't been fully embraced by Western science yet, but it's becoming more and more understood. Quantum physics has come to know it and call it zero-point energy. The knowledge and understanding across all 4 names and understandings is that this energy exists between all particles, all subatomic particles, every piece of matter. There is an energy that exists. Even in the vastness of space, it's filled with zero-point energy. Some calculations say that even within a square centimeter of vastness of space, this zero-point energy could power the entire planet. I don't know, was it a day? Was it a year? I'm not sure, but it is a huge amount of energy in a tiny amount of space. And this is the energy that we're bringing in on our breath. Breath is actually the vehicle for bringing this in addition to bringing in the oxygen. Keep breathing. And so as we bring that energy into our body, we're focusing our attention on our lungs. It's first coming into our lungs, and we can move that energy with our intention, with our mind. Our mind is actually in control of this energy. They're finding consciousness is affecting not only physical reality, but also this energetic reality that exists kind of superimposed on this physical body. Western science would say that we're meat bags with just chemical and plumbings, but the fuller understanding is that we're also energetic bodies, and we also have these energetic centers in our bodies and our minds. And they're under our conscious control. So when we choose our thoughts, by being in the present, coming from our heart, we can choose where this energy goes, and we can choose to focus our attention. And there the energy will flow. As the saying goes, where your attention goes, energy flows. So we can focus attention on ourselves. We can focus attention on any part of our bodies. We can feel into that part of our body, and just by focusing our attention on that part of our body, energy will flow there. Keep with your deepest breathing. So take a moment now and focus your attention on your heart. Feel the deepest compassion for yourself in your heart with the actual physical sensation of your heart. Maybe expand that awareness to your lungs and your heart. Feel your deepest gratitude for these beautiful lungs, which are doing their best. To bring in more energy into your body and mind. We can do entire meditations just on focusing on our heart space and our lungs. Through our deep breathing to our fullest inhale and our fullest exhale. We're expanding our capacity to relieve the stagnation of energy in our lungs. To relieve any sadness and grief that might exist in our breath if we breathe only shallowly, like most people, most of us have done most of our lives, due to the agitation of society. Unconsciously breathing shallowly, or even sadly, like a cry. By going now and intentionally choosing our breathing through this daily morning ritual, deeply exhaling all the way to zero with every breath. We're activating the deepest energy in our body and our mind. You may feel that energy crowning out of the top of your head, circulating back around. Just enjoy that feeling. Last 10 breaths of our first round. Deepest breaths ever. Use your full lungs, your abdomen, your middle chest, your upper chest. Be present in each moment. Repeat your intention in your mind. Feel it happening right now. Your highest intention. Coming from your heart. last 5 breaths. If you want, you can squeeze your kegels in this moment as well. That's tightening up the space between your bottom and your sex, and squeeze that. It's where you might squeeze if you hold your pee. And in squeezing that, we're helping move the energy up and not draining into the ground. So you can squeeze that. And feel that energy circulate. Last 2 breaths. Make them the deepest breaths ever. If you have a stopwatch, you can get that ready. If you have the Wim Hof retention timer, you can get that ready. Deepest last inhale. Repeat your intention in your mind. Exhale completely to 0. Hold your breath at the bottom for as long as you can into deepest discomfort, and then take a deep inhale and hold for 15 seconds at the top. But hold now at the bottom for as long as you can. Deepest inhale. Hold at the top. Release all the toxins on your breath. Release all the draining thoughts that you don't need anymore. Come back into this moment and know that who you are is the one that is the awareness coming from your heart. Feeling with your heart, feeling the deepest compassion for yourself and for others. Knowing that you're doing the best that you can, that everyone is doing the best that they can with these challenging thoughts that take us off into stories about the future and stories about the past. And by being present in this moment, we're taking the driver's seat. Our highest awareness is taking the driver's seat and moving the mind and the habits to the passenger seat. Joining every morning with me, thank you so much. Such profound gratitude to be here with you every morning, to join in this beautiful daily morning ritual. Share this with your friends. Be sure to follow, set the bell to be reminded if you're on YouTube, and know that this practice is activating your highest intention, relieving anxiety and depression, powering up your immune system to profound levels. Again, study Wim Hof, see the amazing scientific research that he's proving conclusively with scientists around the world. This is a powerful technique, and to make it work, though, we have to do it every day. So thank you for joining. Let's begin our second round of 40 cycles of breath. We start with a deep inhale and deepest exhale, all the way down to 0. Inhale, exhale. Deepest inhale, deepest exhale. Also practice Again, keep breathing while I talk, using your abdomen. Our abdomen is one of the strongest muscles in our body. It's internal, right below our rib cage. It separates our intestines and lower organs from our heart and our lungs. Excuse me. If phlegm comes up during this practice, allow it to come up. If you need a tissue, spit it out. What's happening is, and again, keep breathing as I talk, our lungs have these little fingers that are constantly pushing stuff out, and they're pushing them up our throat and into our mucous membranes. And they're coming up here so that we may expel them. And so, by activating and giving more energy to these deepest parts of our lungs, we're allowing those little hair-like cells that are all working collectively together. Our bodies are 3 trillion cells working collectively, all their own unique consciousness, moving this energy up, moving this debris up, these unneeded things, including viruses, including bacteria, whatever happens to come in, dust, particles, pollution. And we're moving it up, and it's moving up into our sinuses. So if you feel that coming up in your throat, allow it to come up. Spit it out if you need to. Expel it out. Part of the yoga science is to clean out the nasal passages with slightly saline, slightly salty water. That's to clean out the dried up debris that's been pushed up and then make room for more debris to be pushed out. Again, use your diaphragm. We're not usually using our diaphragm in the West. We're told to keep our belly in all the time. But it's actually pushing our belly out a bit during the inhale, at the beginning of the inhale. And that pushes the diaphragm down. We're pushing our diaphragm down during that deepest inhale. By pushing out our abdomen, we're creating room for the diaphragm to push down. So you can create a kind of a circular breath where you start with inhaling in the diaphragm, and then inhaling in the middle chest, and then inhaling in the upper chest, and then exhaling in the upper chest, exhaling in the middle chest, exhaling from the diaphragm, all the way pushing into the spine. That's it. Beautiful. You're doing so well. Keep up the beautiful work. It's not even work, it's kind of play. It's like, hey, I'm having a great time. Feeling this energy move that I haven't been feeling. Joining with all these beautiful beings online here in this moment. Time shifted to moments later than this moment, and their moment is this moment, and every moment is this moment. It's kind of a mind trip, right? The mind doesn't understand it. The mind is a linear story-making machine. The mind wants to turn everything into a sequence, into a story. Stories about the future, stories about the past. And what we really have is this moment. It's a doorway through this moment to our highest intention. That's what the cross truly symbolizes, is the horizon meeting with the vertical. And there's a doorway in the present. Right where the horizontal meets the vertical. Look closely and you'll see a doorway right there. That is the present. All these ancient symbols have been co-opted for other purposes. The purpose of the cross is the horizontal meeting the vertical. The doorway to our highest selves, which is within us, is in the present, in this moment. We don't need to look outside ourselves for the divine. The divine is within us in each moment, has always been there and always will be there. It is the awareness that we are in the present, coming from our heart, choosing our thoughts. Not believing the thoughts that we're told for other people's benefit, wanting us to believe this or that. Dispelling all illusion by coming into this moment and realizing this moment is who we really are. Each one of us a divine being, 7 billion human divine beings, countless animal divine beings, countless plants. Every object is filled with this consciousness, this awareness that is and has always will be timeless. From this 0 point energy, consciousness brings it into matter. Where our attention goes, energy flows. We are creating this intention in every moment. Our intention then is propagating out into our creation, which is this co-creation of all human beings here on this planet. And as we share these daily morning rituals together with everybody that we can, encouraging them to join to build their immunity during this time, the corona, the fire, as we move through the fire, we build our immunity, we build the bridge between the conscious and the unconscious systems. We put our highest awareness in the driver's seat. The mind and the habits become our tools for our highest intention. Last 10 breaths of our second round. Beautiful job. Keep going. Use your abdomen. Use your middle chest. Use your upper chest. Deepest breaths ever. You may feel tingly out of the crown of your head. That's beautiful. That's the energy percolating up. We are in the center of an energy donut. The energy is a donut. Our body is this donut hole, creating this energy with our conscious intention. Last 5 breaths of our second round. Prepare your intention to repeat during your exhale on the final breath. Deepest exhales. Second to last breath. Second to last breath, deep and hold. Exhale completely to 0. Deepest breath ever. Get your retention timer ready, or stopwatch, and exhale completely to 0. Start your retention timer, start your intention, hold at the bottom for as long as you can. Hold into quite discomfort, and then take a deep inhale and hold for 15 seconds. Hold at the bottom now. Deepest inhale, hold at the top. Exhale all the toxins on your breath. Let go of all the draining thoughts that you don't need anymore. Realize who you are as the one that is alive in love and joy and bliss in this moment. Knowing that who you are is a timeless being, the one that is the awareness that has existed forever and always. Never dies. We're given a beautiful gift of life on this planet, in this lifetime, to learn beautiful lessons. I feel this lifetime, this particular time, this Kali Yuga, this Iron Age, this Piscean Age that we've been in for eons, is coming to an end. But this age has been a time for us to learn to master our mind, all the agitation that comes in, we believe, we allow, and we're no longer believing the stories that our mind tells about the future. We're no longer believing the stories that our mind tells about the past. All of that are based upon the grooves of our mind, our previous experiences, the stories that other people have told us for their benefit. And now we're coming into our heart and we're choosing our highest intention, choosing our life purpose, why we are here. To master our minds, to share our greatest gifts, 7.7 billion people, each one of us with unique gifts to share. Beautiful. Let's begin our third round of breathing. Deepest inhales, deepest exhales. If you cough, cough. As I said, if something's coming up, all these little activated hairs, beautiful cells moving out the garbage, they may be moving stuff up to a point where it becomes crossing over the bridge between your throat and your lungs, and it may cause a cough, so keep coughing that out. It's a good cough when it expectorates, it blows out some of that stuff. So if you feel like coughing, cough. If you need to spit it out, spit it out. If it's ready to spit it out, let it keep coming up. It'll move it up into your sinuses, and your sinuses are there to help then flush with water. The sinuses and these deeper understandings of the body are very well understood by yoga science. It's not a religion. Yoga is not a religion. It's not tied to any particular belief system. It's simply a set of practices, as all the ancient traditions truly are, a set of practices to take us to these higher states of awareness. They've been turned into religions because some people believe that they are the best way to do something, or the only way to do something, or they want to turn it into a business or a form of power and control. And truly they are gifts, these ancient practices. But there's no single practice that is better or supersedes another, Yoga science is just a set of practices that have been deeply studied, deeply understood, deeply repeated over and over again, which creates it into a science, turns it into a science. The only difference is there's no external measurement tool, there's no mechanical device yet, which validates some of this. Now with Wim Hof's studies, they're starting to validate some of this through the effects to the body and the mind. We are essentially 7.7 billion experimenters, each with our own unique consciousness. 7.7 billion experiments that we're conducting at any given time, whether we know it or not. So I invite you to experiment with these yoga practices. All 8 limbs of yoga, which we teach in the School of Life, 444 schools of life around the world. Learn from us, practice with us. Online, in person, both. Choose your practice. Choose your practices, whether it be yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, the asanas, meditation, prayer, intention setting, sacred sexual healing, sexual alchemy, transmutation of sexual energy, qigong, tai chi, healing qigong, massage, somatic healing, healing of the body, releasing, draining energies that might be stuck in our bodies, shamanistic practices, soul retrievals, entity removals, past life regressions, working with angels and guides, follow GASM TV as we bring you all of these different teaching modalities, all of these different modalities. Explore, expand, enjoy in these moments of solitude, some of these deeper practices. None of which are new, by the way. These are ancient teachings, brought to us through intuition, through the practices of the sages, through deep meditative work, deep spiritual work. We call it spiritual simply because we haven't studied it scientifically yet. What in turn, it turns out that we are actually experiencing in these higher states of awareness are higher dimensions that we're existing in simultaneously with these 3 dimensions that we perceive due to the stereoscopic perspective of our eyes. We believe that we live in 3 dimensions, when actually we live in higher dimensions simultaneously. It's just that we don't necessarily have the training and the tools yet to understand them. But this beautiful human body that we've been given by the grace of the Creator, call it the grace of the Creator, call it the grace of the universe, call it evolution if you want. This body is the receiver of incredible gifts that we have barely tapped, and we will never tap completely, even maybe within many, 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 many lifetimes if you believe in reincarnation. But there are certain paths that you can get to there very quickly. The path of sexual alchemy, moving on that edge between desire and overwhelming indulgence in desire, is a razor's edge. That path practice with discipline and complete love and joy. Experience ecstatic states of true love for the being that you're with, the love that you're with, for yourself. Enjoy in every moment experiencing that bliss of prolonged lovemaking, knowing that this is who we really are. This love and joy and bliss that we experience in ecstatic lovemaking is who we really are. That we can take those moments of love and joy and bliss and bring them into the rest of our days, realizing that's who we are, feeling that energy crowning out of the top of our heads in every moment. Coming from the heart, sending that out with such gratitude to all beings. Last 10 breaths of our third round. Deepest breaths ever. Thank you for joining every day. These immune boosting breaths, going all the way to 0 after the 40th breath, holding it there for as long as we can at the bottom. Right after bringing in all this oxygen, after bringing in all this chi, this prana, this orgone, this 0 point energy, focusing attention on our hearts, the doorway from our lower energy centers to our upper energy centers. Last 3 breaths of our third round, deepest breaths ever. Exhale completely to 0. Get ready with your last breath. Get your timer ready. Deepest inhale. Get ready with your timer. Exhale completely to 0. Repeat your intention in your mind. Hold your intention at the bottom as long as you can into deepest discomfort, and then deep inhale for 15 and hold. Deepest inhale, hold at the top. Hold 15 seconds. Release all the toxin in your breath. Release all draining thoughts that you don't need anymore. Feel the love and joy in your heart for this beautiful moment, this beautiful awareness that we are in this moment, connected together with such deepest gratitude for each other, taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other. Be sure to share. Bring this practice always free. It's beautiful in life, everything that is given to us receives just beautiful gifts in our giving, sharing with each other. Your friends will appreciate and feel the deepest gratitude as they learn this practice with us each morning. Thank you so much for joining. This is our sadhana, which is part of the yoga practice. This is our activation of our highest self as we repeat our intention in our mind coming from our heart, knowing in each moment who we are is this one in this moment. Such gratitude. Thank you so much. All right, let's begin our fourth round of 40 breaths, activating our immune system, activating our deepest knowing, reducing and eliminating anxiety and depression in only 4 days. Again, bring this practice to everybody who is in these moments of solitude. It is such a gift. It's nothing that I've created. I'm just doing it here with you each morning to give this gift to you, to help us all hold ourselves accountable to each other and really bring out our highest selves, putting our habits in the passenger seat. This 40 cycles of breath ends the same way with a deep exhale, except while we're in the exhale and hold, we do as many push-ups as we can. Slow 5-second push-ups, as slow as we can go, remaining present, seeing, experiencing each moment, slowly, surely. And again, one of the messages of the Corona is to slow down. Slow down in everything that we do. Come into the moment and choose the thoughts. This is our practice that we extend from this moment throughout the day, repeating our intention whenever we think of it, remembering this breathing exercise, remembering our deepest breaths, our deepest exhales throughout the day. Letting all of that negative energy, all of that toxin coming up through our breath and letting it exhale. Letting all the draining thoughts come up and exhale. Let's begin. Deepest inhale, deepest exhale. All the way down to 0. Inhale, exhale. Such a beautiful practice. Thank you so much for joining every morning. I really appreciate doing this with you every morning. I feel energy crowding out of the top of my head. Again, imagine it circulating around, coming back up through our center, percolating up, out like a donut. This energy level is kind of superimposed on top of our physical being. There are no necessarily any physical elements of this, just like in acupuncture, there aren't necessarily any physical energy lines. There are nerves, but the nerves aren't exactly where the energy lines are. The energy lines are superimposed. Again, only touch your nose if your hands are clean. The energy lines are on our bodies in different places. In fact, our entire bodies are reflected in different parts of our body. Our whole body is reflected on our hands. Our whole body is reflected on our feet. Our whole body is reflected on our face. Our whole body is reflected on our genitals. These become places of healing by simply squeezing, making love slowly, beautifully, with deepest breath, deepest love and compassion. We're not only healing ourselves, we're healing the ones that we're with. Here at Gasm TV, we're bringing not only this beautiful sexual energy into our highest intention. We're bringing our love intention. We're bringing our third eye intention, our soul intention into everything that we do and experience this perfect gasm in every moment of every day. By remaining present in our heart, the gasm that we experience, we're sending in gasms through our thoughts to every being in loving consensual relations, everybody choosing their highest path. Whatever path they choose is the path that is perfect for them, with whatever their experience has been, knowing that our experience is perfect. Whatever we choose for ourselves is perfect. Honoring and respecting where we are in each moment, knowing that who we are in each moment is this divine being, timeless being. Choosing this deepest breathing technique, this deepest breath in this moment. Repeating our intention, 90-day, 1 year, 5-year intention in our mind. Okay, let's get ready for our last 10 breaths. We're going to move into a push-up position. I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Last 3 breaths. Deepest breaths ever. Get ready for your push-up. You can do it on your toes, you can do it on your feet, you can do it on your knees, you can do it against the wall, you can even do it just sitting. Last breath, get ready for your deepest exhale, get ready for your push-ups. Start your retention timer. Exhale completely to 0. Repeat your intention. Hold at the bottom for as long as you can. And then deep inhale with you. Hold for 15 seconds. Inhale and hold at the top. Exhale. Let go of all the toxins on your breath. Let go of all the draining thoughts that you don't need anymore. Remember who you are, who we are, this awareness that is right now, experiencing this moment right now, is who you really are. Coming from your heart, coming from your highest intention, coming from love and joy and bliss, knowing that each moment we choose our thoughts, we choose our highest intentions, we choose not to believe the stories that our mind tells about ourselves and others. Usually, due to the agitation of society, these thoughts run in the grooves of the negative, draining energies, shame, fear, guilt, pride, anger, craving, desire, apathy, grief. We're letting go of those draining energies by being in this moment and realizing that we have a beautiful life and a beautiful day, and we've been given by grace another day, another moment to experience love and joy and bliss in this body, on this planet, together in consensual relations with each other in love. So thank you so much for joining every day. Again, hit follow. Take this time to share it with friends. Know that this is activating and energizing our immune system, powering us through the fire of the coronavirus, the COVID virus. We're activating our immune system, we're relieving anxiety and depression, we're energizing our lungs, we're creating our most powerful intention, coming back into our center of awareness, which has always been here. Behind all the draining thoughts has always been aware of what's going on, but the thoughts have been running the show. We've moved those thoughts over to the passenger seat. Now we're choosing our thoughts. Our thoughts are the ones that this awareness chooses. This awareness chooses to come from the heart. This is who we truly are. We are truly love beings, and that is what this universe is made of love and joy and bliss. And so when we can let go of these draining thoughts and come back into this moment and realize that we live in paradise, this planet, nature, everything is just beautiful paradise. When we remember that and let go and surrender to whatever is happening, magic shows up. So spend your day, enjoy, be aware, and start to notice, look around. Spend some time today and notice the magic that is happening in your life every day. It truly is magic. Even in these moments of solitude, you will find that people are thinking of you while you're thinking of them, and you'll suddenly receive a text message from them. Or you'll be thinking some beautiful thought about them, and you'll get a Facebook share of some beautiful article that totally enhances what you've been thinking about, and then you can send it to your friend that you've been thinking that about. Share the love, share the joy in these moments of solitude. Spend some time socializing online, and just know that who we really are is the one that is between the thoughts. I love you. Love eternal, forever and always. Thank you so much. I love being here with you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Again. Bonjour. Have a beautiful day.